I, I can't believe it. He's gone. I know. I never thought he would end like this. I thought he would die eating something that's not food or something. I never thought he would die due to an evil monster who wants to kill us just because we're associating with Vincent. When I started this series, I didn't know it would actually cost me. Now I've lost my pet and my best friend. But, as they say, the show must go on. You go ahead. I'll stay out here. I still need to think. Okay, let's do this. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Monsters of the Mind. As always, I'm your host, Mr.G, and today we're talking about the women from Greek mythology who like to sing. Not the muses, though. No, of course not. You read the title, you know what we're talking about. Why do I always have to pretend like I'm introducing these? Whatever, just we're talking about sirens. The word siren apparently means binder. That's what I've heard, at least. I don't get it either, but whatever. They were a species, they were pretty malevolent, they lived in the Mediterranean, and they come from Greek mythology. Sirens were described as having the top half of a woman with the lower half of a bird. Some earlier texts also describe male sirens, but they've kind of been forgotten about. Now, with that description, I know what you're thinking. We'll be getting to that. As for their origins, the earliest accounts said they were the daughters of the god of his own river Achilles, and one of the muses, although which one it was is unknown. However, another story for their origin comes from everyone's favorite myth rewriter Ovid, who says that the sirens were handmaids for the goddess Persephone. After she was kidnapped by Hades, Persephone's mother Demeter turned them into sirens. Persephone's mother Demeter turned the sirens into bird women in order to better look for her. However, after the whole pomegranate incident, Demeter refused to turn them back for not stopping Hades, leaving them permanently stuck as bird women. The sirens were said to sit on rocks all day, singing songs in order to captivate sailors, which would then cause them to crash their ships into rocks, where they would soon die. It is said the sirens met their end after the sailor Odysseus successfully got through to them by shoving beeswax in his crew's ears. The sirens ended up drowning themselves afterwards. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. As I said earlier, pretty much every piece of Greek art depicts the sirens as being half bird, half woman. However, as you may know, nowadays media tends to either portray sirens as like evil mermaids or being synonymous with mermaids. Despite this being the most popular interpretation, it has literally no mythological basis, and in fact, if they were fish women, it wouldn't even make sense, considering it said they drowned themselves. And you tell me, how the heck do you drown a fish? Okay, point taken, but you get what I mean. So, how did this end up happening? Well, most scholars believe that this came around due to the fact that the Latin words for siren and mermaid are the same. So when stories were being translated, what likely happened was that they ended up translating it into mermaid, and therefore that's how they started portraying sirens. However, believe it or not though, this isn't the first time that mistranslations have led to a myth about myths. Get it? No. In the story of Pandora, the object she opens is actually supposed to be a jar, but due to a mistranslation, people think it's a box. And have you ever wondered why the forbidden fruit is shown as being an apple, even though the writers of the book of Genesis would have had no idea what an apple even was? Well, it's most likely because of the fact that the Latin word for apple and evil are one letter apart. So therefore, it's possible that somebody was describing the forbidden fruit as an evil fruit, but it ended up getting mistranslated into apple fruit. Things like this happen all the time when translating stories, so it's important to not just read the text, but also see early artwork and depictions of the thing in order to see if they match up with the text. Vincent's unavailable right now, so let's just get to the card. Besides, it'll probably be too good again, and I'll just have wasted my time correcting something that doesn't need to be corrected. Yep, I called it! There is nothing wrong with this card, yet again! Why are these cards so good? Starting to think that this entire series was a mistake. With monsters of the past, yes, dinosaurs age. But here, nothing is wrong with a lot of these cards, and it's honestly driving me nuts. When I went into this series, I thought I'd have a lot more fun with this and be able to correct more things. But no, everything about any of these cards, but even no, 95% of these cards seem to be too good, with very, very minor errors that literally no one ever cares about. So why do I even bother with this series? Why can't I just move on to another at this point? Well, I'm kind of stuck here, aren't I? I can't move on until I finish this series, can I? I just wish these cards would give me things to talk about. That's all I want. And as I said last time, I can't even bring up pop culture here because of course I can't. So you know what? That's all for this episode of Monsters of the Mind. Join us next time. Hopefully we'll have a monster that actually has errors that need to be corrected, because I'm getting tired of all these errorless cards. I guess I should be happy about that, since they're good teaching tools, but that doesn't give much content for me to talk about now, does it? I'm sorry. I'm not in the right state of mind right now. Eric, I miss you already. And wherever you are, I hope you remember us. What the? Where am I?